All right, so what I'll show you, I am a Scylla expert, so I will show you the Scylla dashboard here, which is really just their alarm hub, the Scylla alarm hub, which is kind of consolidating all those alarm events that are verified, right? So not all the noise, but the verification of those events. So you'll see in the alarm hub, some of these events that are coming through, whether that's vandalism detection or ultimately gun detection. So I'll pick one here, gun detection. I'm going to choose to acknowledge this one, which really means as an operator, I'm escalating this to be dispatched. And so what we'll see, it's tied to a site. It has a date, time, a location. I'll acknowledge that, say, yes, it's a weapon, pre-canned, or identify the disposition type, but acknowledge that alarm and send that through to TrackTik to ultimately to be dispatched. So you'll see that alarm goes away. I'm going to kind of work the list here and start to clear the rest of these and figure out if I really need to dispatch a human response to that particular event. So I'm going to go over to what we call Command Center. So within TrackForce and the TrackTik solution, this is the dispatch interface that really allows dispatchers to understand kind of what's going on in the field with the workforce. So we have something called calls to action. So understanding if there's thresholds that have been violated, if there's lone worker situations or panic alerts. I've triggered one myself here in the field a while ago, but all of this gives kind of operational awareness to dispatchers around what's going on in the field. And then around active deployment, this is where we are tracking the dispatch requests. So you'll see that this one came in a few seconds ago to the Scylla multi-site. It's urgent. And I'm just going to open this up, and you'll see in the details that it is gun detection, right? And so when I open the report, you'll see that image come through for the dispatcher to understand the situational awareness, the situation that they're going to be putting someone into when they dispatch someone against this particular event. Not only will you see that, but if you do want to verify what that looks like, having the event and going back into the Scylla Alarm Hub to really look at the long form version of this clip, that's all possible. And then ultimately, the lat long location of the camera and the exact location so you can actually understand where a guard should be deployed to. In this case, I'm going to assign this to a user in the field. It's an urgent request. In this case, I'm logged in. You can see I'm pretty far away, roughly 500 miles. So I'm not really right next to the site, but demonstrating really how we can say, is it a site-based resource? Are they in the zone? Are they clocked in, same region close by? So that we can actually assign this particular dispatch to this particular individual. So I'm logged in as a user here, assign it. It'll notify the guard on the mobile device and ultimately allow that guard to finish the workflow and go drive the intervention, close out the incident report, document that, and all the while the dispatcher will see the status of what's actually happening with this particular request, as well as communicate through two-way communication with the guard in the field through a chat interface in the mobile app. So when that is done, we tie all of those analytics and reports into an operational dashboard. And so when we look at the operational dashboard, you'll see the kinds of information that we can pull together in terms of the total confirmed threats, the breakdown by incident type, the detection by account, a view of kind of those active dispatches, the longitudinal nature of those requests, and heat maps. So very flexible in terms of how you're really going to run what we would call dispatch analytics, but that's really understanding the impact that you're having for your clients by actually driving responses to those most critical events that are identified by Scylla upstream. So I'll pause there, but that's really just a quick view of how it goes from Scylla. The AI camera is detecting it. It shows up within the TrackTik command center, ultimately gets to an individual in the field to drive a response, and then on the tail end, kind of how the reporting all brings the whole story together.